Hi, Sec 2 normal academic students. This video is made to facilitate your selection of humanities subjects next year. I am presenting to you history as a humanities subject to be taken together with social studies. If you are picking this subject, you will be doing two books, as you see here, Unit 2 and 3. And these two books will be on world history. And in Sec 3, your humanities subject for history will be 4 periods in 2 weeks. So what will you be learning in world history component? So in both units, which you will do in Sec 3 and in Sec 4, will comprise the following units. So we'll be starting with the impact of World War One. You will also look at communist Russia and Hitler's Germany. And we're also going to take a look at what happened in between World War One and World War Two. And of course, 4 chapters itself will be on World War Two. 2 chapters on World War Two in Europe and 2 chapters on World War Two in the Pacific. And that is for Sec 3 topic. When you get to Sec 4 and we are doing Book 3, the entire book is on Cold War itself. So we'll be looking at Cold War in Europe and Cold War outside Europe, of which chapters will be devoted to. One chapter will be on Korean War, the other chapter will be on the Cuban Missile Crisis. The last chapter on its own will be on the end of Cold War. Okay, so in the span of 2 years, you'll be doing all this, and for your N levels, you will stop at Korean War. Okay, so if you are picking history as a subject, this will be some of the topics you are doing. And if this is not your cup of tea, then you shouldn't be picking history as a subject. So what are the requirements of the paper? N-level paper will have both section A and B. Section A will be all your source-based questions, of which I think you have picked up some really simple ones this year. There'll be a lot more skills that you need to learn, lots more question types. And if you look at section B, it will be essay questions. So you know that if essay is not your strength and you can't write a lot, you can't understand a lot, perhaps history is not a choice for you. Because your history subject is only part of a subject, you will see that it's taken together with social studies. So social studies 50% and history 50% will make up 100% of your humanities subject. If you do not like history, you have a choice of other combinations, but social studies remain the compulsory subject. So you have social studies and history, social studies and geography, and social studies and literature. So you have a choice of different subjects to pick from. So let's talk about history itself. It's definitely a very heavy content subject. Lots of readings, lots of content, lots of comprehension, lots of understanding. Again, if reading a lot of content is not your strength, then perhaps you might want to pick another subject that uses more of your strength. We'll be looking at a lot of historical concepts. This include things like timeline, chronology, the cause and effect of an event, how important an event is, what kind of impact an event may have on the lives of people. We will also be looking at some content concepts, such as what does it mean when we say something caused a war? How do we know when a country is defeated in a war? How do we know when a leader will rise to become a dictator, etc., etc.? Okay, so you'll learn more of these as we move along in the 2 years. And of course, in history, skills mastery is important to the understanding of your subject or the subject itself. Lots of skills to learn. You have both source based skills and you have also essay skills. Yeah, it's not just about memorization. So if you think history is just memory work, no, it's not. It includes that and a lot more skills. So that's what you picked up in Sec 3 and 4. Why do we study history? There are many reasons why we study history, just to name a few. We study history to know the behavior of people and societies. We study history so that we know how we view human life and society. We study history because of stories of great men and women, of ordinary people who provide lessons in courage, diligence, and other values. We study history because it provides us with identity, and perhaps it might just encourage us to form habits of mind that are important for good citizenship. So, just some of the reasons why we study history. And just so all of you know that what can we do by studying history? Most people who study history do not become professional historians. Historical study makes us very valuable as an employee. Why? Just to name three skills that you picked up as a history student. You will try and adopt a very broad perspective on an issue. We don't try to be one-sided. We don't try to be biased, but we look at from all points of views before we come to a conclusion. So we are able to get a broad perspective, and it's a practice. Lots of research skills involved in the discipline of history. And of course, in history, we often see things like trends. Why is it that certain things increase over a period of time and then start falling over a certain period of time? And we want to be able to explain why. So, such skills are very valuable um, in the future workforce. And it's just some of the few things that you're going to pick up as a history student. There are, of course, lots more skills, but just so that you're aware what we are doing here. So, that's for history. And if you're interested in history, passion is not enough. Yeah, passion must come with that determination to want to do well. Passion itself, without preparing, without studying, without putting an effort to read the content and all that, it's not going to help you do well in history. So pick wisely, please, and have fun with your choices. Thank you.